पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत गुण वैष्णव की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. You are getting the direct darshan of Sri Dham Mayapur. His divine grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. We'll chant the, we'll take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so that we can understand the essence of teachings of Lord Chaitanya, this chapter 12 as well, before we read. आनंद लीलामय विग्रहाय हेमावती विचित्र सुंदराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रस प्रदाय चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते, चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते, चैतन्य चंद्राय। अजानुलंबित भुजो कनकावदातो संकीर्तनैक पितरो कमलाय तक्षो विश्वंभरो द्विजवरो युगधर्म पालो वंदे जगत प्रिय करो करुणावतारो, वंदे जगत प्रिय करो करुणावतारो, वंदे जगत प्रिय करो करुणावतारो। चेतो दर्पण माध्यमं भव महादावाग्नि निर्वापणम् श्रेयक्कैरव चंद्रिका वितरणं विद्यावतु जीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम्। नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणेन कालम् एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशि इहाजनिना अनुराग तृणादपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि। न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतां भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि कैनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारय वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं बभूव तव नाम ग्रहणेन भविष्यति युगायुतं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायुतं शून्यायुतं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे शून्यायुतं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे शून्यायुतं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे शून्यायुतं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे अश्लेषवान् पादरतां विनस्तु माम् अदर्शनां मर्महतां करोतु माम् यथा तथा मातु विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणादस्तु सैवनापरः मत्प्राणनादस्तु सैवनापरः मत्प्राणनादस्तु सैवनापरः। श्री राधा माधव अष्टसखी की जाए, श्री पंचतत्व की जाए, गोपाल की जाए। Reading from Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, chapter number 12. Okay, very important topic. The devotee. Who is a devotee? What is the qualifications of a devotee? What are some of the characteristics of a devotee? What is being instructed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on this point? and what has been instructed in Srimad Bhagavatam on this point, and how one can attain pure devotion service, how one can develop love for love of God. Everything is explained in this particular chapter. So each and every paragraph is so important. Please pay attention. We'll go a little bit deep into this first paragraph itself. A lot of details you might have heard.
Prabhuji, we are supposed to do chapter 11, part 2. That's what it was written yesterday. They told us. We didn't finish 11.
We'll come to that later because I have been told chapter 12, this one.
Because, yes, in notice also, Simeshwar Prabhu wrote 11, part 2.
We'll come to that first. Let me begin here because it's a very
okay. All right, that's okay.
Yeah, we'll come to that as well. So let us read the devotee title. As mentioned above, a person in Krishna consciousness being fully devoted to the transcendental loving service of God. What does it mean by fully devoted to transcendental? That develops all the good godly qualities of the demigods. There are many such qualities, but Lord Chaitanya described only some of them to Sanatana Goswami. So this has been. Now, first we have to understand what is this fully devoted to the transcendental loving service of the Lord. It has been mentioned in many places, but Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning itself, this has been mentioned. Tasmad ekena manasa Bhagavan Satvatam Pati Srotavyasya Kirtitavyasya Pujas Dheya Nityada. Tasmad ekena manasa, with one pointed attention. Ekena manasa, unalloyed devotion service. Loving devotion service. One point attention. Or Kevala Bhakti. So Ekantika Bhakti. Ananya Bhakti. So many names are there, but the same thing. Pure devotion, fully devoted means 100%. There is no deviation here and there running. It's a full, fixed, and that's what it means. Tasmad ekena manasa. One point attention. There is 11, 14, 21, also 11th canto, 14th chapter, verse number 21. There also, this has been mentioned. So, Tasmad ekena manasa Bhagavan Satvatam Pati. Lord, who is the protector of his devotees. What do they do? 4 things. Srotavyasya, Kirtitavyasya, Deyas, Pudya, Janachida. Constantly, every day, 4 things they will do. Hearing, chanting, and worshipping, remembering. These 4 things constitute, especially very important for a devotee. And who is the devotee? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been instructed to Sanatana Goswami, to Satyaraj Khan and Gunaraj Khan, especially for Grihasthas. He is asking, Prabhu Karile Nivedan Ki Sadhana. So, what is our sadhana? We are submitting at your lotus feet. So, we are Grihasthas. We don't know what is our sadhana, what we are supposed to do, how we can attain Krishna. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed 3 different ways, 3 times they asked the same question, who is a Vaishnava? There Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructing. But before that, I want to elaborate on this point. Tasmad ekena manasa Bhagavan Satadambadi Srota Vesikitita Puja Deya Nichita. This is in chapter 2, canto 1, Srimad Bhagavatam. Divinity, divine service, very important chapter. Very, very important chapter. Verse number 14th verse I'm talking about. And then there is a 16th verse, which is very important, which is connected to this. The first point, if one wants to understand this fully devoted to Supreme Personality of Godhead, one wants to clasp tightly to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, then one must know this verse. What is that first verse? 16th verse. Susrusho Sradadhanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi Syam Mahatsevaya Vipra Punyatirtha Nishevanat. It seems very simple, but it's not so simple. Susrusho Sradadhanasya. Prabhupada is using very, very delicately some of the words in the last paragraph. What this verse entails, how one can come to the secret of success, how one can catch the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Susrusho means one must hear very attentively. Susrusho Shraddha Dhanasya. There Prabhupada calls it one with great care and attention. First, that must be there. So that's why the example is given immediately after this chapter, explaining these verses. First example, Narada Muni's example is given. Narada Muni only spent 4 months, Bhakti Vedantas. For he is able to come to the ecstatic, concentrated stage, fully devoted stage, because he has done this exact same thing. Susrusho Sadhadanas. That is the first thing he did. Before asking any questions, first, he has submissively, with great care and attention, he has heard it. That is the first and foremost. If anybody wants to engage in devotion service, understand who is a devotee, who is a Vaishnava, his characteristics. If one wants to develop the 26 qualities, which this verse, this paragraph is talking about, we'll come to that. But first, this has to be understood. If this is not understood, we can't actually perform much devotion service. We can't come to the develop either 26 qualities either. Sushusho Sabdadhanasya. Then Vasudeva Kataruchi will develop. And then for the last 2 lines, Syam Mahatseva, Syam. It becomes possible. Mahatsevaya Vipra. Who is that Mahatsevaya? Mahat means great devotees. Mahatsevaya Vipra Punyatirtha Nishevana. Then he will be completely purified and he will come to the unalloyed stage of devotion service as well. In that last paragraph, Prabhupada is stressing few things. First, one must serve not directly to the Lord. One must serve the servants of the Lord. One must serve the servants of the Lord. That means Prabhupada or Acharya and his disciples. And those who are tightly following Srila Prabhupada previous Acharya's principles. This is the first thing we have, first point. Then Prabhupada is saying, one must be very respectful to those who are serving the servants of the Lord. Very respectful to those servants who are serving. Then he is saying that one must serve those devotees of the Lord. And one must be also with a great attention. One must also hear from these devotees of the Lord. Then the secret of success, then one can actually attain. Even if they are almost like pure devotees. Even though they may be in the beginning, because they are following, they are serving those servants of the devotees of the Lord who are dedicated their life, hearing from them, those Mr. Prabhupada or Prabhupada disciples are those who are strictly following those principles of the previous acharyas. By serving them, with great care and attention, with great faith, with great submission, and hearing from them and serving them. That's why the dhanasya means with the great care and attention, with love and care, and respecting. That also Prabhupada says that point. One must be grateful, very respectful to their devotees, these devotees. If this is not there, it is very difficult. Bhakti is simple, but when this is not there, then you can't develop devotion service. You can't come to the one point attention. It is not possible. That is this first point is we think we are serving, we are hearing, but these things has to be very submissive. Very submissive. That means you are coming to temple for what purpose? Hear from those devotees who are following strictly Prabhupada principles. That is the only purpose. Coming to the platform of Krishna consciousness means coming to the temple is the platform given by Acharya for only this purpose, not for any other purpose. Then you can come to the unalloyed loving devotion. It is possible. It is not impossible. In this lifetime only. We all can go back home, back to Godhead. Provided we follow this verse as it is what Prabhupada is saying. If we don't follow, then we can't come to that. Then we can't question why this is happening, why this anartha is there, why that anartha is there, why I'm not progressing, I'm practicing 10 years, 20 years. Then you can't question because what is being laid out by the acharyas, we don't follow the point number 1 or verse number 1 of the divinity and divine service, then how can you ask the question, how can you clear your anarthas? You can't clear. If you don't follow, then how can you clear? The doctor is giving the prescription, you don't follow the prescription, then you can't question the doctor. you can't cure your disease either. So that's why Prabhupada's books and following the principle as it is. You read only one verse, take the essence, and we have to put it in practice. Then you can attain 26 qualities. Otherwise, it is not possible. Because unless you follow the servant of the servant of these devotees who are dedicated their life, it is not possible. Krishna Prema is not so easy to attain unless you serve these devotees. Let's look at that verse, what I mentioned, so that it is clear that I'm not talking something which is not mentioned by Prabhupada. Here 1 to 16, clear verse there. Susruzo Jadadanasya, Vasudev Kataruchi, Syad Mahatsevaya Vipra, Punyatirtha Nisham. 1 to 16. What is mentioned Jadadanasya means with great care and attention. And let's look at the last paragraph Prabhupada is making. The servants of God come to propagate God consciousness. Intelligent people should cooperate with them in every respect. That is the first point. By serving the servants of God, one can please God more than by directly serving. So that is the first, we have to serve those who would not directly. First. The second point is this cooperate. Cooperate. Next, Lord is more pleased when he sees that his servants are properly respected. That is the third point. Because a servant risk everything for the service of the Lord, and so are very dear to the Lord. And Prabhupada is putting that verse, quoting. What is that verse? Nacha tasmad manushyesi kachinme priyakritamaha. There is no one in this world. So in this world who is more dear than to that devotee. What is the characteristic? Risking everything for the Lord. That means priority is what? Krishna. Priority is not the job. Priority is not the family. Priority is Krishna. Risking means what? For Krishna, I am ready to do anything and everything. If I have to leave the job today and take up Guru's service, Krishna service, I will do it. That is what risk means. We should be ready at any time. That is what risk means. To those devotees, specifically that is what is real clear intention, what is mentioned here. Then actually we can develop, because those who are risking, those who are actually understood the Acharya's principles, strictly following, then you follow, you catch the tightly, then you can catch. This is the same thing which Prahlad Maharaj is also talking about. We'll come to that. But here, 3 points I mentioned further. Prabhupada is making that. No one is dear to him than one who risks everything to preach his will. By serving the servants of the Lord, one gradually gets the quality of such servants. Will become the fire, as good as fire. Iron becomes fire. And thus one becomes qualified to hear the glories of the God. That's why we may say that, Prabhu, I am hearing 10 years, 20 years. I don't know where I'm going. Yes. Are you following in this way? In hearing? If you are hearing in this way, then you will make the change. Every day you will make the change. Every festival you will be there. Every festival you will serve with great attention. You will ask, what service I have? How can I help you? These things will come when this attention is there. When this attention is not there, those things come. Days will go by, festivals will go by, we will not do anything much significant. We will do the same repeated monotonously. But that is not one point. That's not tasmad ekya manasa. But here very clear. This is in the beginning of Bhagavatam. It is not ending. Beginning only. These statements are clearly laid out. So that's why devotee means not a small ordinary position. Position of a devotee means it is so exalted at high stage. So to understand that point, that's why here Sanatana Goswami has been instructed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Satyaraj Khan is asking. They already know, but Satyaraj Khan is humbly submitting to Ramananda Vasu, and both of them are coming from Sri Khanda. They're asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 3 times they asked. We don't know anything. No, we don't know sadhana. We don't know who is the devotee. So, Ki Chintana Kemani. So who is that devotee? We can recognize who is the Vaishnava. Can you tell me something about the characteristics? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was told, yes. Prabhu kahe Vaishnava seva, Krishna seva, Nirantara Namava. Those who are chanting continuously, constantly, and when possible also serve the devotees, serve Krishna. The first characteristic is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Because as Jiva Goswami wrote that Kirtanakya Samyogai. It contains all the 9 limbs of devotion service. Out of 64, the 9 limbs are prominent. Sravanam, Kirtanam, all the way to Padasevanam to Atmanivedam. So this chanting is, but that chanting also has to be done in this way. You hear, then your chanting can be perfected also in this way. And this is the first time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately addresses the question on then how Grihastha can be delivered. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately instructs this. And then further instruct, who is that Vaishnava? Means one who is chanting Krishna's name once. He says. And then for the second time he says that one who is chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra regularly, this is a Madhyamadikari, then that he is a Vaishnava. In another place, he talks about one, I think I'll have to look it up. The third time, he asked the same question. So then the Uttamadhikari stage. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pretty much giving the Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. Kanishta, you offer respects. Madhyama means you offer obeisances. Uttama. So as soon as you see him, you remember Krishna. That is third level, Uttamadhikari. But this is what different Vaishnavas means. But who is a Vaishnava means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing in this way. But it is very clear here. One gradually gets the quality of such servant, thus one becomes qualified to hear the glories of the Lord. The eagerness to hear about God is the first qualification of a devotee eligible for entering the kingdom of God. So if anybody wants to go back home, back to Godhead, this is the principle. This paragraph is the right principle. One must develop, one must try to follow through. Gradually, we can develop everything. Whatever success has to come, that will come. Automatically, it will come. If you cannot follow this, then you can't actually, because this is where secret is there. As Prabhupada is clearly eligible. You will become eligible for entering the kingdom of this life itself only. We don't need to wait for another life. That is the first point. So then this is the second verse I was referring to. The pure devotions, fully devoted means what? Here. Bhaktayam ekaya grahya sraddhaya na priyas sadam bhaktir nati manishta sapakam api sambhavat. Even if it's a dog, please mute rest of the devotees, please. Swapakam api sambhavat means even one is a dog eater, so it doesn't matter which background we are coming from. No one is barred. No, everybody is allowed. We might have come from lowest background, simple activity from all parts of India, all parts of the world, doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Only matters is from now on what we will do about it. That's what it matters. Whatever we have done till yesterday doesn't matter. From today onward, what we are going to do about it, that's what matters. Whether we will be eligible to enter into the spiritual world or not. This is the matter. Swabhakam api sambhavat. Bhakti punad manishta. The one point attention. Bhakti eka sthradayatma priyasata. And this verse also is talking about the pure devotion. Only by practicing unalloyed devotion with full faith in me, one can obtain me. Full faith. Prabhupada is making that point. That such service must have Lord Krishna is the only goal. Must be rendered with full faith and must be unalloyed or without any selfish motive. This, when will it come? If you follow the previous verse, which I mentioned. The same verse, Prahlad Maharaj instructing to Hiranyakasipu. He's instructing where you got the energy, where you got the strength. He's instructing important verse 22 to 29 limbs, which we all know, Shravanam Kirtan. And then he quotes that, but you can't become devotee by your own endeavor. Neither you can become devotee by somebody else's telling you. And then how will you become? So, Mate Vidu Swartha Gatim Durasaya Vairatam Andayatam there Upanimana Tepis Urudam Badde. If you follow the blind leaders and they tell you, then you can. You yourself are blind, and those who are telling you also, if they are blind of self-realization, they don't know who is God, they don't know where he lives, they don't know the practice, they don't know the Siddhanta, they don't know the conclusions of the Acharyas, then you can attain. And then second, the first, that verse and the next verse. Is Matirna Krishna Parata Sotova, by your own endeavor or others also. Because Midyo Abhipadyat Gruhavratana. They both. You yourself in Graha Vrat, and those who are going to tell you also, if they are Graha Vrat, then you can't attain Krishna. It's not possible. We can't come to the perfection of pure devotion. There is. Matirna Krishna Parata Swata Vidyo Abhipadyeta Gravratanam Adanta Govi Punascharvita Charvananam. You will do the same things routinely. You will not change your lifestyle. You will go on doing the same things. Even though you may be coming to temple, even though you might be picking up the beads, but you will not change any activities the way you do. With what consciousness you do it, you will not change that. You will go on. Yes, I have to read Bhagavad Gita, I will read one verse. But I will not change anything. The same thing will continue. 16 hours done. Okay, tick it. Read a verse, tick it. That's all we will do. And that's not what it is. We have to take the essence and we have to apply. We have to do something else. So then only actually we can develop the higher taste and go deeper and deeper and come to the essence of bhakti. Otherwise, it becomes simply a theory only, number game. It's not a duty. Bhakti is not a duty. Bhakti is something else, which is antaranga, which means loving, love. Love means where love, service is there. That's why it's not just devotion. It's not just knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Prabhupada says, if it is just the spiritual knowledge, then actually they can't become eka-grafya. One point they can't come. Service must be there. So if there is a love means, then for sure you will do service. If there is no love, then you can't do service. Once in a while you may do it, but it's not your priority. So these things has to be understood. That then Prahlad Maharaj is telling the verse, which is the same point which in the previous verse, which is Naisham Mati is a very important verse. This verse must be known, so everybody should know. Naisham Mati Stavad Urukramangim Anartha Upasamo Adartha Mayiyasam Padarajo Abhishekam Nishkinchananam Navranitaya. Nishkinchan Bhakta means Krishna is the only priority. Guru is the only priority. Rest everything is secondary priority. Doesn't mean we reject the job. Doesn't mean we reject the family. Doesn't mean we don't take care. We take care of everything. There is no problem with that. But the priority is Krishna first. That will get the first attention. Everything else is there, but if Krishna's duty comes, we'll jump on it first to take care of that duty first. That is emergency first. Then rest of them can hold on. That is what the Mahiyasam Padarajo Abhishekam. Nishkinchanam. That is what Nishkinchan means. His chinta, his anxiety is on Krishna. His anxiety on Guru service. Guru and Krishna service is the anxiety every day. He wakes up with that anxiety, he sleeps with that anxiety. And that is what this Mahiyasam Padarajo Abhishekam Nishkinchanam Navranitaya. By serving those devotees with great faith, great care and love, great attention. These points have to be understood. Then you can come. All these examples are there. So we can see that. His Holiness Kadam Swami Maharaj, how do you do that? So much great attention and care what his spiritual master, His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj has given. And we can see the transformation results. Otherwise, it's not possible. There is no attention, care, and love what Guru has given, what you are supposed to follow, and how much attention, absorption you need to do. And how can you attain? You can't attain. So simply, it is simple only. But for one who is putting the attention and following it through, slowly, gradually, step by step. But if you are not following through, you are simply monotonously doing the same thing without changing, then we can't develop. And that is what tightly catching the lotus feet means. This is what it is. Exactly follows the principle laid out by Sri Prabhupada. So that's why I repeatedly telling almost most of the classes, hear from Prabhupada. You are not going to hear from Prabhupada because we read Prabhupada's books, but still on top of it, you have to hear from Prabhupada. Despite you might be hearing from so many devotees, but still you have to hear from Prabhupada. So, because he has the fire. Shabda Brahma comes from the pure devotee. So, you hear from his voice, then our love can be erupted. Our contamination can be checked. Then we can wake up. The sleeping soul will wake up. If we don't hear one day, then we'll be in a sleeping condition. So that's why when you hear from the our founder Acharya, where the fire is running throughout his body, throughout his senses, mind, intelligence. So then we will also develop some fire. Then we'll do something to please him. We don't hear them, will not be so much care. Yes, we'll say Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. But when it comes to the real action, our mind will won't let us do something significant. So that's where the first point is. Then 26 qualities will come. Here that is what. If the first point is being fully devoted, then the qualities are mentioned. If there is no fully devoted, then you can come to 26 qualities. You can develop these qualities. It's not as theoretically you can, okay, so I will develop these qualities. Every day I will remember it, and somehow or the other I will develop these qualities. That's why sometimes devotees will ask these questions. Prabhu, how can I become humble? Prabhu, let's hear from Prabhupada and read Prabhupada's books and follow what Prabhupada says, then we can become. So, if we keep asking these questions, we will stay like that. First, we have to follow what Prabhupada has given. Then we will become humble, we will become tolerant, we will become cooperative, we will become kind, we will respectful, everything will come. If we don't, no, I will do whatever I like. Who are you to tell? So that's how we go through in bhakti. But then we cannot develop much, we can't progress in devotion with that kind of attitude. So that is there are many such qualities, but Lord Chaitanya described only some of them to Sanatana Goswami. This is there in the 5th canto. This was 26 qualities, which Prabhupada is talking here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is talking. 5:18:14. Prahlad Maharaj is instructing to whom? This is prayers to Lord Narsingadev in 5th canto, chapter 18, verse number 14 or 12, verse number 12, I think. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. Nishkinchana akinchana. Same thing. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunair tatra samasate sura. As the qualities of demigods, samasate sura. Manoraterasa davato vahi. Kuto mahat gunadav. So one who is operating on the mental speculation, he cannot develop these qualities. But one Yes, Jasti Bhakti Bhagavati. Before that, there are almost 7-8 verses which is talking about one who is hearing from the same point, whatever we discussed before that few verses, Prahlad Maharaj offering, glorifying the Supreme Lord. Then he's talking about the one who is hearing from the devotees of the Lord. Then one can develop these qualities. So that's what is coming to in this. Then 26 qualities are mentioned. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana. Sarvair gunair atra samaste sura. 5:18. Let's look at that verse. Then come back. 5:18. Presidents of Jambu Dwipa, 5:18:12. Here, this is the verse, and then Prabhupada is talking about before verse also. We should look at that. Yat sangalabdham nijavirya vaibhavam tirtham ho sansprasyatam imanasam harati ajo anta srutivir gato angajam kovaina sevata mukunda vikramam. One must serve the Lord Mukunda and their servant, but one must hear from those devotees who are dedicated. Then one can develop these 26 qualities. But those who means taking bath in Ganga or cleansing those kind of sacrifices, it will take long time. That's what Harati Ajo Anta Srutivir Gato Angajam. But by hearing from these devotees who are following, then they can actually develop very quickly. That's what. All the great acharyas strongly recommended that people be given a chance to hear about the Supreme Lord. Then the success is assured. The more we cleanse the dirt of the material attachment from our heart, the more we'll be attracted by Krishna's name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and act. This is the sum and substance of Krishna consciousness movement. But this hearing has to go with that kind of hearing. What is mentioned, Susruso Sabdadhanasya. Then actually it can transform. Otherwise, we will say that I am hearing Prabhu, nothing is happening. Yes. When that is not there, what is being mentioned, prescription is not followed, then you can't ask those questions. So then 26 qualities are mentioned here. He is very kind to everyone. He does not make anyone his enemy. So, so it doesn't matter how others will behave, but one will be very kind. So we are just going through Ram Navami. In the Ram Navami, Lord Ramachandra and all the examples, wonderful devotees are there. Whether you talk about from the Guha or Sabari, Sabari also had to go through so much. She reached the Matang Muni's ashram. At that time, nobody was giving her service. They said, no, no, we don't, because she's a woman. Then these are all sadhu saints. So they want to do their own. So they didn't give service. So she used to do before they wake up or in the night time itself. She used to do everything. And then Matang Muni is so pleased to hear her wonderful service, how she is doing everything. Then he said, don't worry, you stay here. So for me, I don't know what will happen. So for you, Lord will personally come. Because you have served the devotees of the Lord. So because of that reason, Lord will personally come and will give you the mercy. That is the result. So because devotees like that, throughout we can see the example, Hanuman, Guha, so many examples how they are very kind to everyone. So their Lord is in with unalloyed devotion. Guha also had. So that's why whoever came in, he served like anything, even though he's Nishad Raj. But he served all the devotees, whoever came with the Lord also. He served with all of them. Great hospitality. He didn't have much, but with whatever is there, he served with great attention and care. And those are the points we have to take. So that's why he's very kind to everyone. He does not make anyone his enemy. He will pray for his enemy also. However, he may hate or he may do so many things, he may badmouth him on the back, but still he will pray for that. Like Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, they used to cry even for those who used to be envious. He used to pray for them. Prabhupada also used to send disciples to attend their funeral ceremony. So, all that. Even though they were envious, they didn't help Prabhupada at all. Still, because Prabhupada cared for each and everyone. So that because that is what Vaishnava means. Does not make anyone his enemy. He is truthful. So, truthful in the sense, truthful as long as it is aligned with sadhu and shastra and guru. If Krishna says you have to tell lie, you have to tell lie. That is what truthful means. Otherwise, it will be, you will take this point and you will be so-called morality, so-called honesty. How long can you be honest in this world? If you follow the material principle, you are not following Krishna conscious principle, you can't be truthful. It's not going to work. So that's what Prabhupada says. So that's why is truthful means it has to be in line with sadhu, shastra, and guru. According to them, actually, that is what real truthful means. Whatever Lord instructs, sometimes even though it may be, Lord Krishna told you have to tell a lie. You have to tell a lie. So then that's what in our mind also, these situations are there. Then yes, because for the Lord, there is no, whatever Lord instructs, whatever Guru instructs, even though seemingly it may be fault, but you will get the success. So that is what it is. He is equal to everyone. So that means it doesn't differentiate. As in the 6th chapter, verse number 30 of Bhagavad Gita, that is clearly mentioned. That, what is that verse? There is seeing the super soul. Stavara Jangama Deke Na Deke Ishta Devatas. Sarvatra Hoy Ishta Devatas. He is seeing everywhere super soul. Because he is seeing every living entity as part and parcel of Supreme Lord. So that he is not envious to anybody. So that doesn't mean then he will be mild, you will not say anything, you will not, or sometimes they have this. When Prabhupada was there, he went to this place. Who's that? Forgetting peace. He was a peace maker movement leader at the Vinoda Bhave in India at that time. And some other Mayavadis also were there. Prabhupada was called. Prabhupada simply chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Everybody got up and clapped and danced. And then this person did, then he doesn't want to talk Mauni. So not speaking. That's not what mild or gentle means. Doesn't mean that. So no, for preaching Krishna consciousness, they'll speak like a lion. Prabhupada preaching is like it doesn't matter. So I'm going to attract thousands of people. I will be very mild. I will tell stories and no. Prabhupada is always like lion only. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. So because he's not talking to the person, he's talking to the soul. He's directly entering into the point. He wants to make sure that everybody goes back to home, back to God this lifetime. This lifetime. So that means he has to bring the fire in them. So if he's going to be very mild and then he can't bring the fire. Most of the times Prabhupada is like that, very straight to the point. No jumping here and there. So that's what we have to understand. Even that point also on that Bhakti, the Bhaves, that particular Pandal program. Prabhupada was very straight to the point. Even when the Mayavadi went there and he started taking, he came up with some slogan. So because everybody saw that Hare Krishna Mahamantra was working, everybody was chanting and dancing, then he also created some mantra. Similar to this, and then but nobody was happy with that. Nobody was blissful or chanting or dancing. Then Prabhupada said, ask devotees chant. Then everybody started chanting. Then he has to stop and come down. So that is the reality of it. It's not that mild or means or we speak about Krishna only. That's not what it means. No one can find any fault in him. He is magnanimous. He is mild. This is mild. So he's always clean, externally clean, internally clean. He has no other obligation. He has no other deviations. His intention is only to please the Lord and Guru and Krishna. He's clean means he has no agenda. His own agenda is not there. Krishna's agenda only is there. Guru's agenda is only there. That's what clean means. There's no obligation. This money comes. This person now is going to help me. So, he doesn't help. Then I don't care about it. So his clean means he's equal to all. His intention is very clean. He wants to bring each and every soul to Guru and Krishna, present to previous Acharya. So he's always clean, everything, every resource. He will not waste a single thing. That's why we have to be very careful. Everybody's service should be respected. Everything what they bring must be utilized carefully. We can suggest, we can instruct them. Okay, this rice we don't offer. This thing we may not offer, but this time it's okay. We will try to utilize it. We have to tell them next time so that they are aware. But you outright reject them, you don't offer what they bring, then they can continue because they are new, they don't know what is to be done, what is not to be done. We have to first instruct. If we don't instruct, somebody brings, then some other would accept. Somebody brings the bhoga to the temple. First, we have to offer that day only. At least one piece from their item, one must offer, flower or fruit. They must get the credit for their service, for their bringing. And that is what gentle means. That is what equal to everyone means. Somebody has taken a trouble to bring something, then it is our duty, Pujari's duty, to offer it that day only, not for tomorrow. So, because tomorrow, who knows whether we will be there, whether we will be able to do the service or not. What will happen tomorrow, no one knows. So that's why we wait till tomorrow. We wait, at least offer something, some portion of what they brought, then they will get the credit and you're also in the service. So that way, so if you serve everybody, you accept everybody's service without any other agendas, try to engage them, then that will help everyone. That's what Prabhupada is giving the platform. Prabhupada wants to make sure everybody's service is accepted, everybody is engaged in service, and everybody is going back home, back to Godhead this lifetime only. That's what he wants. That's why he has come. Otherwise, he doesn't. He could have done the whole thing. He is giving us responsibility. He is giving us the empowerment. He is giving us everything. And we need to be delivered. When I am going to go back home, I will think about others later. First, let me go back home, back to God. Prabhupada would have done the same thing. Would have sat in Damodar Mandir, would have gone back. but he wants to make sure that this is delivered. Like Ramanacharya did the same thing. He was being told by Gosti Purna that this is this Dwadasakshara mantra Namo Narayana. Don't tell anybody. It's confidential. But he told me when if he is going to deliver, then why I should keep it to myself? Let me give it to everybody else. And that's what, even though it's a violation of Guru's instruction, he did. Then Guru later on was happy. So how much merciful he was. So that's why so Prabhupada is very merciful. He accepted. He saw the spark. He saw the super soul in everyone. So even from those who are lying on the ground and begging or smoking, drinking. So we reject. We don't even. We'll be very afraid to go even in that in those places, downtown places. But Prabhupada is there only, living there, walking there, and giving them Krishna consciousness, telling Hare Krishna. So if we see devotee itself, we don't tell Hare Krishna. Forget about telling Hare Krishna to those who walk and those who are in that state. So that's why we have to understand what is devotee means. We have to do something, not just keep it to ourselves. Do something. What are we doing for Prabhupada? That we have to think always. Then we will come. We will develop automatically. Prabhupada is watching us. Prabhupada is here to help us to take back to Godhead. So that is his business. That's why Prabhupada established Murti. But even though his astrologer told, what you are doing while you are living, you are putting a Murti means you have to take everybody's karma. So what? I'm here. I have come here for that purpose. To take back to Godhead, even though I may have to suffer. Ready to sacrifice. That's what bhakti means, sacrifice. Sacrifice our time first for Guru and Krishna. So if that is not there, then what bhakti can we perform? We can't perform. So time has to be sacrificed, despite we may have so many obligations. And that has to be increased slowly and gradually. If we can't sacrifice our time and service, then actually we can develop much love for the Lord. We can't germinate that love. So he's without possessions. He's not attached to anything. Okay, something comes. Okay, this is Lord's property. I'll take it here, give it to the Lord. So I will not possess. It is not my property. Nothing. Even though I may be earning job, money, everything, this is not my property. You have to be detached. Okay, if the will of the providence, my car is lost, my job is lost, what can you do? You simply pray and try to find another one. If it comes, if it comes. If it doesn't come, also we have to keep trying and depend on the Lord. And whatever Lord gives, then we have to utilize it. So we have to fully depend on the Lord. That's what. No possession. That's what Prabhupada makes sure that. So whenever we come to him, that's what we have to make sure. This is Prabhupada's property. And you go to the office, how you think? How will work for the manager job or in the business? We'll be very careful. We'll do nice business, nice job, and come out. Same thing when we come to temple, don't expect that somebody is going to manage. I don't care. This light is on. I don't care. This tap is running. I don't care. This trash is there. No. Devotee means you are concerned. This is Prabhu's property. This is not. No, it doesn't belong to me. So somebody else will take care. No. The devotee means you feel everything is. I have to do also something. I have some. Say what to do here. I also do contribute something. I should not watch and go simply. So these things, that's what devotee means. These points has to be understood. Practically, something has to be done. If you simply read and hear and chant, but practically not doing substantial things, then that's not. That means the real love hasn't come. We're not feeling it actually. Theory only we are doing. Practically, not much is being done. So that has to be understood. So he's without possessions. So he works for everyone's benefit. He's very peaceful. So internally he's very peaceful. So despite so many things within the family, so many things may go on at job, so many things. But he's very peaceful. But his anxiety, very peaceful doesn't mean that he's not anxiety for Guru and Krishna. That anxiety will be there till the last breath of our life. Anxiety for Guru and Krishna will always be there. If he's one-pointed, if he's deeply attached to the previous acharya, means anxiety will for sure has to be there. For Guru and Krishna, anxiety has to be taken. That's what bhakti means. But still he is very peaceful. Whatever comes in his way, you'll accept, even though it's very difficult to accept. So then still he is very peaceful. So he is always surrendered to Krishna. He doesn't know, no, so I lost this thing. So now, no more. I think God is not there. Krishna is not there. I think let me surrender to something. No. One point attention means you will always surrender to Krishna only. You will not go here and there and do something else. This guru is not giving me so actually high stuff. He's not giving me the how to do the this raganuga bhakti. So how to open kundalini or siddha pranali. Then let me go and during Prabhupada time also people did that. Oh, yes, you have my full blessings. You can go and take shelter of Babaji or somebody else. Yes. What can I do? You want blessing? Then yes, Prabhupada also said, okay, you can go surrender somewhere else. So, but one who is understood the essence of bhakti, then you will surrender to those. You will look at the result. Palina parichate. What this personality has done, significant work for others, not for himself, for others. So that is what real guru means. Bona fide acharya means he has done something significant for the rest of the world. We have to look at the results and surrender to that person. So that's what real guru means. Not externally how he looks, not eloquently how he speaks. That is all secondary criteria. How much is attached to the previous acharya and how much significant work has he done to satisfy the previous acharya. These two things, 2 points has to be considered first. Then you can hear from him and do the other things. But these 2 points first has to be considered. Is always surrendered to Krishna, 24/7. 13, he has no material desires. So that is already been talked about. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing. Asat Sanga Tyaga Vaishnavacha Stri Sangi Eka Bhakta Krishna Bhakta Eka Sadhu Krishna Bhakta. He doesn't associate with those who are too much attached to this material things to men, then he will give up. He will reject. He will not intimately associate with them. So naturally, you will have no material desires. When he does that, and then he will have no material desires to enjoy anything separately from the Lord at all. So that's what Nishkinchan means. That is what Akinchan means. He's very meek. That's why the Susuru Sadhana, that's why that is the example we have to take from Narada Muni. How is he able to practice just 4 months? We are initiated 10 years, 20 years, 30 years also. But we haven't perfected. That means we are not meek. That is the problem. We are meek and we are submissively, menially serving. Then we would have at least to some level of progress like that. But we are not able. That means we have to understand that we have a great defect in us. So we are not meek. Service has to be done meekly, humbly. Hearing has to be done. All the limbs of devotional service has to be done. That's why this is a very important quality. So that's why that love and care with great respect means that's what meek means. We are thinking that we are servants. Servant will command master? No. Servant will be very, always, what can I do? How can I do? So tell me more. So he'll accept everything, chastisement, correction, everything. Not a single question will arise. Not a single thing. That's what meek and humble means. Where can you find? Extremely difficult to find a person with this quality. Then how can you question that you can't, how I'm not progressing? You can't question it. And this is not there. So that's why these things have to, when we read it, we have to first thought through, that's an introspection. It has to be there and follow through. Read it again. When I heard first time from this past time from Narada Muni, this is what caught my attention in 2009 or 10. I repeatedly read this chapter again and again, that time itself. I still remember some of those verses. Very important. That was a turning point. Really, very strong message. What Narada Muni has done is not ordinary. So that's why it's very important. So that time Hariram Prabhu was speaking some of these words. He is very strict. He says something which is not Prabhupada said, immediately will chastise. Immediately. Is that what Prabhupada said? Why are you chanting that? Why are you saying that? Where did Prabhupada say? Immediately used to chastise. So that to one point, if you closely follow what Prabhupada said, then that's when we can actually march forward significantly. To the extent we don't follow what Prabhupada said, what Prabhupada is giving, from the process given to Prabhupada, then to that extent we can much progress. So that's it is very important to know that difference. You study, we control his senses. These things will automatically happen when we follow that. He does not eat more than required. He is not influenced by Lord's illusory energy. He offers respect to everyone. He does not desire any respect for himself. That is also, if there is meekness, then automatically you respect because you are feeling your servant. Then why you will not give respect to everybody? Sudama Vipra, a great example. So, in our life, Prabhupada's life, Prabhupada's example, Ananda Prabhu. That is the greatest example. He is always meek. He is always serving. He never felt I am the president of San Francisco. He is such a wonderful devotee, extraordinary devotee that so much dedication and absorption, everything what he did. It's a, we can't talk. Anything we say is less only. His qualities are such an amazing power to transform one. So he is very grave. Prabhupada many times he was grave. Hardly he was not speaking much. When devotees ask for questions, sometimes he is not replying, response also. So sometimes very grave like that also. He is merciful. He is friendly. So he is poetic, but we should not take advantage because that is the quality of a Vaishnava. He is friendly. Doesn't mean that we take advantage and we ask for this one, that one. So undue advantage we should not take. So we should not jump over Guru. So when they went for Ganga bath, then disciples started throwing water on Prabhupada's top there because that automatically will bring that when you are too close to Guru, and we think that immediately then, oh, so he's my friend now, then I'll do so like a friend, then it's going to be great. It's going to be great offense if we think like that. Guru may be friendly, but doesn't mean that we act like that again. Continuing that, so that's not going to be good for us. So that's these things has to be understood. Israta dadinesu balisesu dushesu krupa maitri. Upeksha sa bhakta madhyama. Maitri. So, friend. So, to the equals. Compassionate, balisesu, compassionate to those who are junior, those who are beginners. And those who are envious, upeksha. That's not for me. The Uttamadhikari will take care. So I don't have quality to transform him. And so it is better for somebody else to take care of him. So I can. So you may reject because that is there, and one of the 10 offenses, instructing faithless person. Once we know, then we will not instruct anymore, because otherwise it is an offense. He is poetic, so he is an expert. He is silent. Prabhupada is expert in everything. So because he receives that mercy, enlightenment, knowledge, and intelligence, everything. So that's what is the 26 qualities has been described here at the time. So we already have, let's at least read this paragraph, then at least we haven't gone through. So that is very important. The first paragraph, to understand these 26 qualities is not easy task. A devotee of the Lord is always kind to everyone, does not pick quarrels. His interest is in the essence of life, which is spiritual. He is equal to everyone. No one can find fault in him. His magnanimous mind is always fresh and clean. Is without material possession, is a benefactor to all living entities, and is peaceful and always surrendered to Krishna. He has no material desires. He is very humble and is fixed in his purpose. So the purpose has to be very strong. Very strong. That means I have to do something for Prabhupada every day or once a week. Something we have to start somewhere. And then we will grow more and more. Because we don't know when this body will fall off. We have no idea when this will fall off. So you better do it sooner than later. So, Prabhu, I'm very busy now. So maybe I'll help you after 6 months. We don't know what's going to happen after 6 months. So that's why we better act now than later. So That's what we have to do. Fixed in purpose. Is victorious over the 6 material qualities, such as lust, anger, greed, envy, jealousy, all those. It does not eat more than he needs. So that because Prabhupada or pure devotees, they can eat and then still not be conditioned by it. If we eat more than required, then we want to relax, we want to sit and do something else. So that's why for us, it is mentioned, it is ideal. We try to eat how much needed. Once in a week, once or twice in a week, fine. But if every day we do that, then we can't do proper devotion service. So we should try to eat, especially after 40 years. Before 40, when you're young, okay, you will be able to maybe handle it. But after once we become 40, 45, 50, then it's not so good to eat more than required, especially in the night time. So he is always sane and is respectful to others, but he does not require respect for himself. He is grave, merciful, friendly, poetic, expert, silent. So that's what Prabhupada is explaining. And he's quoting the important verse also. 3:25-21 also describes a person in Krishna consciousness, one who is devoted to the loving service of the Lord. There, the devotee is said to be always from there. He's quoting Titikshva, Karunika, Suradas, Sarvadehina, Ajata Sitro Santas, Sadhavo, Sadhubhushan. Very famous verse. Titikshva, Karunika. Same point is quoting. Friendly to all, he has no enemies. He's peaceful, he possesses all good quality. These are the few of the characteristics of a person in Krishna consciousness. Same thing, what I mentioned is Prabhupada is quoting in this next paragraph. He's quoting Rishabhadev. Same point. Whatever has been started in the first, that's where the essence. Whatever Sota Goswami has been asked by Sonaka and other rishis, what is the essence of the scriptures? What is ultimate good for the people in general? So all the incarnate, all those 6 questions, immediate answers are given. Those are elaborately described in the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, but immediate answers are given in this chapter 2. Canto 1, Chapter 2. Very, very important, significant chapter. Divinity and Divine Service. Each point has to be understood. It is giving the 10 steps to go back home, back to Godhead. Just like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has received 10 gifts to go back home, back to Godhead. That's why he has received, he has attained the 10 gifts by Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, by serving, by acting properly in a Vaishnava etiquette way. Then he received these 10 gifts in it. He has been instructed by Nityananda Prabhu. And then he went to Vrindavan. He received those 10 gifts. Finally, Sri Radha Madan Mohan has given him the direction as dictating. So what to write and what everything. So then he is able to write Chaitanya Charitamrita. Just like Prabhupada has been told. He told that Krishna is dictating every day. He is dictating and I'm just writing, translating these books. These are not my books. I myself read. So that they are important acharyas. So they're directly in alignment with the previous acharya and the Supreme Lord. So that's why by following, by reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Prabhupada said, okay, Bhagavad Gita may be high philosophy, Chaitanya Charitamrita may be high philosophy, Srimad Bhagavatam, but then you read, just read Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur, it's a lot of pastimes inbuilt. There are instructions as well along with it, but it's so nectarian to read. This is the instruction Prabhupada is writing in one of the Chaitanya Charitamrita versus purport, writing this particular point, reading just Chaitanya Bhagavat. And because that was the instruction of his Guru also, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. But make sure that every devotee who is staying in the temple must read Chaitanya Bhagavat. So that's what is the instruction was there. Other books are there, but that is a must to read. He himself is to read, release Chaitanya Bhagavat. He used to instruct his disciples also. So in this verse also same thing. 552 also same thing is mentioned. The same Mahat Sevaya, serving the Mahatmas. On this verse also there are so many so much detailed explaining. Anyways, I think our time is up. Thank you very much for patient listening. Yamraj Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Let's see if any questions, corrections, comments.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. You mentioned Prabhu in the class. Can you repeat again that?
Hello Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanavad.
Rest, Prabhu, now, 1 minute, hold on. Our Amrutama Prabhu raised already hand. And somebody raises hand before us, first we should give the point to them. Then we should, yeah, always that thing we should remember. Yes, Amrutama Prabhu. Good. We'll come to you. Let us take the question first from Amrutama.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisance. All Krishna Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for a wonderful class, Prabhu. My question is related to, this thing about respect. And you had mentioned that Kanishtadhikari, you should give respect. Now, if someone offers you respect, let's say they touch your feet or they offer you obeisance,
Yes.
then if I don't return it back, it somehow seems to be a kind of superiority in the sense that, if you're true to ourselves, we know how much of faults are within us. Okay, people may think that I'm a devotee because of the time spent in Hare Krishna. But if you're true to ourselves, we'll know. And then when the other person offers you obeisance and you accept that obeisance, like for example, when we offer obeisances to senior Vaishnavas, gurus, different persons, they accept it, but at the same time, they are offering that obeisance to Krishna. But if you're not at that level of purity and someone is offering obeisance, whether he's a newcomer or whatever, then how should that be handled, Prabhu?
Good question. Ideally, we should offer respects and obeisances. If a person is offering obeisance, we should also offer obeisance. That is the ideal way. But there could be a mood in somebody, So that is the ideal way. First is you offer respect. Just like many times I have seen that Danavir Goswami used to come to offer. Most of the time used to again do the offer obeisances. So whenever I used to do. So even the sannyasis do that sometimes. Even though they don't need to do. So it doesn't mean that every sannyasi is supposed to do that or something. No, I'm just giving an example like that. But again, depending on the mood, so it's your relationship with that person. You understand them. Then at the time, or you may be in a running, you may be busy in service or something. At that time, you offer respects, and then you may go back. You not have time to offer obeisances and do something like that. But or if it is a disciple, or if it is a teacher student, that kind of, if they both understand each other, then it's all right. But at least we should offer our respects to them if you're not offering obeisance, for sure. But ideally, we should offer obeisance. It doesn't matter junior or senior. But depending on the relationship, if he's a senior, for sure, especially for sannyasis, they don't need to offer obeisances because they're accepting, as you said, they're accepting, they're seeing the super soul, they're our mentors, they're our gurus. So they are our seniors, so that's why it's all right for them. But for us, as practitioners, we should ideally offer obeisances in our day-to-day practice, ideally. But if depending on the relationship, then it's all right if you don't offer obeisances, but you at least offer respects. It goes case by case. We'll have to see. It's not a straightforward answer. But there's ideal way, and then we have to look at the time, place, and consideration has to be also to be taken. But the mood has to be seen. Mood has to be seen in both. If the mood of etiquette is not there, then that's a problem. That has to be corrected. So somebody is feeling proud. This person is offering obeisance. Now I'm the master. Then that is a thing which to be corrected. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. And another question was related to what you said. When we are in a sangha and we are serving with one another. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, each one of us has some kind of faults to overcome. And our conditioning is such that, Prabhu, we, how do you say, we tend to judge people. So maybe by the external behavior, we may think, oh, this person is not really very advanced. Not seeing that we ourselves may not know what is advanced, what is new. We're just using our own yardstick. And in such a time, when this thing about submitting or, if someone corrects you or something, then immediately that's where the friction starts. So how can a practitioner, a sadhaka, avoid this thing of being judgmental and, really value people, whether new or old or whatever?
Yes. One is for us to consider that we don't give instructions to everybody and anybody. That is general consideration. Etiquette. If he's a senior, it's better not to give instructions or maybe suggestion or put in a question mark so that it doesn't seem like you're instructing, but isn't it supposed to be like this? So then that's a different. That's not in any way, you're putting them down or you're instructing. So that can be done. And otherwise, yes, for as a practitioner, we should accept. We should take the instructions. Good point. We should take it. Even if somebody says in a very harsh way or something, take the positive way and move on. Because in essence, what we are supposed at temple or wherever we are, what is our ultimate goal is to please Guru and Krishna. These are all secondary things because this is blocking us, taking us away from Krishna. Oh, this person, why did this person say that? Why did that person do it? Sometimes we have to move away. Sometimes because our emotions are too strong. So at that point, it is better not to say anything. Just move out from the place at least for a few minutes so that our mind becomes peaceful and then we can come back. If we are there, then we will say something, that person will say something, this argument will go on, fighting will go on. But many times we have to be silent or move away. So just say Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhu, and then move on. And don't keep in the heart. That may come, mind will bring it up again and again during chanting, during the other things for a few days. But let the mind rant. But you go on, continue, then it will stop. So you pray sincerely at the lotus feet of Prabhupada and Tulsi Maharani and previous acharyas. Then mind will stop that business. So that way we will not carry it out. If you practice that way, then will not be worried. People will weigh so many things. What can you do? Because you can't expect. If everybody is not pure, there are so many unripe mangoes. How can we expect that everybody will behave in a proper Vaishnava way? We can't expect. So when Nityananda was going door to door itself, that was not happening. So what to speak now? Right? They are spitting on him also. Then Nityananda Haridas started to put on. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed, and so we have to accept everything, even however troubling it is, however the people react, close the doors on your face. Still, you move on. You do it to please Guru and Krishna. That's what we have to think. Somebody is acting like that. Mind will tell that this is not right. I should immediately say something. It's a gradual process. First time we may not get it right. Second time we may not get it right. But sincerely, after some prayers and trying to reflect upon our behavior and then correcting it, then it will not repeat after 2-3 times. So that's how I would say that we should go about it. It takes time though. It takes time for sure because we have conditioning. So it takes few months, few years to correct our behavior. But if we keep hearing Prabhupada's lectures and if doing some service and hearing regularly to try to follow as much as possible what Prabhupada is saying, then for sure we can come out of our shortcomings or unwanted behaviors. We'll correct it. We will come out.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Ashish Karna Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. First, forgive me, Prabhu, Amritananda Prabhu. You asked first question first, but I
no,
did
Prabhu, no problem.
so. So I should know that this Vaishnav etiquette. Forgive me, Prabhu, again. Sorry. So,
Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
so the one thing, this is just beginning of the class. Beginning of the class, you mentioned that this is the formula to the go back to Godhead in this lifetime. What are the formula? Can you repeat again?
First thing we said is we have to serve the servants of the Lord. That is the first point. Susrusho Setodhanase Vasudev Kataruchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. Then Prabhupada is quoting 552, same point. Mahat Sevaya there also. Mahat Sevan Dvar Mahur Vimukte Yositam Sangi Sangam. Samanvayo Sadhavo Suhrudoye. Same point there also. And I said Nishkinchana Ananavranita Yavat Mahiya Sampadam. Same point there also. In all these 3-4 verses. Same point is serving those who are serving the devotees of the Lord, not directly, like we serve Prabhupada disciples, those who are deeply attached and following practically, not theoretically. Jaya Prabhupada is something else, doing something significant, every day, risking their life. That is what we have to see. Risking their lives. That is the quality we have to look at. Then that is first. Then we said we have to give respect to them, proper respect. Means honoring their words and trying to follow as much as possible within our capacity. Respect means not simply Prabhu, Hare Krishna. No, that is good, but we have to go much more than that. Because the Prabhupada said, you chant 16 rounds, you do some service, you worship the deity. Respect means you follow. Yes, we may have some weakness in the beginning, but you keep trying, then we may get it perfect. But if you are not doing it, that means you are not respectful to Prabhupada. So we're not trying to follow what Prabhupada says. We do something else. So that respect means we have to understand both ways. And then Prabhupada says, then love and care has to be there. With great care and attention, great faith. So these are the 3 or 4 points. Serving those servants, hearing from them, and then with great respect, they must be there, and then with great love and care. So one must hear, one must serve, just like Narada Muni did that. What is that verse? He has tasted the remnants, and then he has heard from them. Those 2 verses are very important verses. Just I'm trying to recollect. Those beautiful verses from Canto 1, Chapter 5, verse number, I think, 30 something verses. 2 verses are there. One is the remnants, one is the meeting. Ta Sradayami Anupadam Visrunvata. Visrunvata means Visrunvan means just hearing. But Visrunvata Visesh means with great attention, submission, meekness, as it is. So there's a 4 months. Same thing we see then Chitraketu Maharaj. He's been only instructed with Narada Muni, Angiras Muni, 10 days directly. He entered in 1 week, entered Vidyadhara planet. From there, in few days, he entered into where Lord Sankarshan is there. He is directly in touch with the Lord. He is in front of Lord Sankarshan. And he saw the Lord and he started receiving the instruction. So very quickly. There also Prabhupada is talking about the same thing. So for us, we have to go much more. Following the footsteps of Narada Muni, we have to do the same thing as this verse we discussed, 1 to 16. So cooperate. Yeah, that is one point I'm missing. Cooperate with them in every respect. Cooperate with those servants of servants, especially. And Prabhupada's last principle, what did Prabhupada say last principle? Cooperate, or your love will be shown by how you cooperate. So that's what the principle is. So throughout Ramayana also, we can see that all the Vanaras cooperated, unity in diversity. Everybody has some of them has a difference of opinion, but they all work with Lord Rama is in the center. So that's what we have to see, that very important. In the beginning of Narottam Das Thakur, Shyamananda Pandit, which we just passed through, I think, or it's coming up now. Shyamananda Pandit and Vamsivardhan Thakur's appearance day is coming up, I think. So Shyamananda Pandit, Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivasa, these three different acharyas, spiritual masters, but they all work together, unity and diversity. So Krishna was in the center. Difference of opinion will be there. Within the family itself, we have difference. So why it won't be there between devotees? For sure, because different perspectives will be there. So that's not a problem. Even in spiritual world, difference of opinion will be there. But Krishna is in the center. So that way it doesn't create conflict. They will rather utilize those difference of opinion in different times. One may follow at the one time and another. That other opinion will be considered another pastime, another way they may do. So in that way, different times we may do different things. It gives great rasa and blissfulness by having a variety in the different activities. But it has to be aligned with Guru and Krishna. Now I'll start dancing break dance. That also did. When Prabhupada was there, Prabhupada had to stop them. So this is not how you dance. Then he showed the two-step, Swami step. Everything has to be learned from Prabhupada. Otherwise, it is something else. Bhakti is always in alignment with Guru and Krishna. Everything, dancing, chanting, hearing, reading, everything, serving. That's why serving prasadam is also not simple. It's just not taking a thing and putting in a plate. That's not serving. The mood and the respect has to be there. How you should serve. So these things has to be understood. From as per Gaur Leela, you will see that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu served devotees and how devotees served Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So with great love and care. So these principles has to be understood. That's what this whole paragraph means. Love and care and respect and cooperate. Then we can, success is there. Because this is what Parabhakti means. Yesterday, Parabhakti. Parabhakti means this only. The love and care and attention, great submission and faith. That's why on the top, Sraddhaya means is translating as care and attention. You care for someone means you will also ask how you are. Prabhu, how are you? Mataji, how are you doing? Care means not only, you will not stop there. You will do something. Can I help you in anything? Can I bring something? Can I make prasadam? Can I get you medicine? You will go next step also. When the care is there, then you will do these things. When the care is not there, then you may say, Hare Krishna, how are you? And then that's it. And that will end the story there. So real care and attention means you will go much deeper. You will try your best to help them and pray for them. So you'll find out again after some time how they are doing, what is their well-being. We may be busy with so many things, but we are concerned. Prabhupada was concerned like that. Each and every disciple, whether initiated, not initiated, what background, how fallen, whether they are following four regular principles or not, what mistake they have done before. So some of them, they might have taken temple's money and did something else. Still, Prabhupada cared. Where is the devotee? Is not. I'm not seeing him. I haven't seen him for quite some time. Prabhupada sometimes used to write a letter and ask. I haven't heard back from him. I haven't received anything from him. Can you find out and tell me, write me a letter? So that means how many responsibility Prabhupada had. He doesn't need to care for, but he's showing that what Vaishnava means. And this is what actually care and attention means. Very much thinking about others' welfare, very much praying for others. Not so much he's not always praying that remove my anarthas, tell me how I can go back home, back to God this life. Generally, we jump to that point only always. But we should first do something that, please tell me, reveal me, give me the spiritual knowledge and strength to understand Acharya's instruction, my Guru's instruction, what he wants me to do. How can I please him? Give me the intelligence and strength so that I can properly do service in a pleasing way. What pleases? I don't know what pleases Guru and Prabhupada. Lord or Guru, please tell me, Tulsi Maharani, Rupa Goswami. Every time we have to submit like that only, every time. Whenever we come to temple, every time, before every service. That's why this process is there. Submitting, offering obeisance, Tulsi Maharani, offering in front of the altar, doing Gayatri. This is what, during Gayatri also, this is what we have to submit. If you read the verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that's where it says clearly. Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Radha Govinda Dev, these three personalities you have to ask, you have to submit, you have to intensely pray to, to reveal how to do service, how to do everything in the world, because we have no idea. We are not spontaneous devotees, we are Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. What idea we have how to do devotion service, how to do trusting, how to worship the deity, how to cook. We may know materially, knowledge, but that's not sufficient. For bhakti, something else need krupa, mercy, the real intelligence, how to do things, what to put in it. Then Lord will reveal everything. So then it comes out perfect. Everything will become so nice, so blissful. People get transformed. We ourselves will get transformed, others also will get transformed. Otherwise, it won't transform. Because it has to be given from the mercy of the Lord, mercy of Guru. Then actually it can do something substantial. Is that clear? Ashesh Karna Jagannath Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Namaskar.
Dandavat Pranam to everyone. Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Very good. All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. All the Vaishnavas, Ananta Guru Vaishnava. Mancha Kalpatarubhyasya. Krupa Sindhubhaya Patitanam.
Pavane Vaishnavi Vaishnavi Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Rashi Charan Charitamrita ki Jai. The Premani. Yeah, thank you, Krishna Ananda Prabhu. The wonderful class. Tomorrow is Ekadashi, Kamada Ekadashi. Minimally fasting from grains and beans, and fast as much as you can. Focus more on Supreme Lord, hear, chant, engage in the devotion, so that, as is mentioned, Madhavatiti Bhakti Janani, to develop bhakti. So we can, that's ultimate goal. Ultimate goal of everything is to develop the love for the Supreme Lord. The loving devotional service is known as bhakti. So by the endeavor that we can attain. Thank you so much. Also, Krishna Bro, you want to announce about the Bhakti Puja?
Yes. Yeah, you're all invited to attend our Guru Maharaj's Honor Jayapataka Maharaj's Vyas Puja tomorrow evening, 6 to 9 p.m. Please join us. So we'll be grateful to have your association. So try to come, even if it is late, it's fine. 8:39 also. Sometimes you may be busy.
What is the schedule, Prji?
Start with offerings. The Swasti Vachan will be there. Padma Prabhu will be there to sing a prayers and Swasti Vachan. Then Kirtan. Then I think 6:30 or so offerings will begin. Verbal offerings, probably till 8:15. Bosar Prabhu will be there. So there are singer devotees. So please join. And then Pushpanjali probably 8:30, 8:45. Sometimes it gets late. And then Arati around 8:45. Yeah, easily 8:45, 9 o'clock. Prasadam will be around that time. But it can be served. Prasadam can be taken. At least some prasadam will be given before. Nobody should leave without prasadam for sure. Even if it is 10 minutes, please come. So without serving Vaishnavas, there is no program puja. It is not puja. So please come. We are here to serve you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. I think if there is nothing else, let's then conclude. Hare Krishna. Kandaraj, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava ki Jai. Guru Preman. Hare Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.